At 2:17 a.m., tensions escalate on NATO's eastern flank. The conflict in Ukraine enters a new dangerous phase. Russian force initiate a multi-vector aerial assault. Over 40 cruise missiles are launched in coordinated operation. A massive wave of over 400 attack drones is unleashed. Their flight paths are designed to saturate Ukrainian air defenses. The objective degrade command nodes and energy infrastructure. This assault unfolds against the backdrop of Zapad 2025. Zapad 2025 creates a volatile security environment. At 3:45 a.m., Ukrainian air defenses engage incoming threats. NATO detects unidentified aerial tracks from Belarus and Kaliningrad. These tracks deviate from expected vectors toward Ukraine. The tracks fly at low altitudes, consistent with attack drones. Alarms are triggered at NATO's Combined Air Operations Center. At 4:10 a.m., Polish authorities confirm airspace incursion. At least 19 aerial objects have crossed into Polish airspace. The Polish Armed Forces Command places its air assets on high alert. Polish F-16 seconds are scrambled from tactical air bases. Dutch F-35 seconds are vectored to intercept the intruders. NATO aircraft engage Russian military hardware. Polish and Dutch jets shoot down at least 3 drones. This marks the first kinetic engagement on Alliance territory. The first kinetic engagement between NATO and Russian assets. Since the commencement, NATO assets are now on high alert, a critical response. Polish F-16 seconds are scrambled, ready for immediate action. Dutch F-35 seconds join, reinforcing NATO's air policing. NATO aircraft engage, a historic first for the alliance. Drones are neutralized, a clear message is sent. First kinetic engagement, a dangerous escalation. Poland is closest to open conflict since World War II. Dawn reveals the aftermath, a house torn open. Emergency services inspect the damage, assessing the impact. Drone wreckage has found clues to its origin. Fragments secured technical analysis to determine capabilities. Political fallout is immediate, a severe diplomatic crisis. Poland invokes Article 4, a grave threat to the alliance. A deliberate test of Poland's defenses and NATO's resolve. Airspace closure along the eastern border, immediate action. NATO allies react with unified condemnation and action. Reckless behavior, an unwavering commitment to defend NATO. Operation Sentry, bolstering air defenses. Allied commitments materialize, a show of solidarity. The UK deploys Typhoon fighter jets, reinforcing NATO. Voyager aircraft deployed, ensuring air support. NATO's resolve is tested, but its commitment remains firm. The alliance stands ready, defending every inch of territory. A reminder of the ever-present threat. Vigilance is key. The world watches as tensions escalate. The future remains uncertain as the world holds its breath. Belarus suspends civilian drone activity up to 3 kilometers. NATO allies react with unified condemnation and action. Mark Rutte decries Moscow's behavior and reaffirms commitment. NATO launches Operation Sentry to bolster air defense. UK deploys Typhoon fighter jets and refueling tanker to Poland. France dispatches Rafale fighter jets with personnel and equipment. Germany pledges to double its Eurofighter deployment in Poland. Denmark signals intent to contribute aircraft to the operation. Operation Sentry aims to deter Russian provocations. Enhanced surveillance against low-flying small radar drones. Moscow denies Polish allegations, calling them rubbish. Russian Ministry of Defense claims drones targeted Ukraine only. Drones have a 700 kilometers range, debunking Polish myths. Washington's reaction is fragmented to the drone incursion. Trump suggests the incursion could have been a mistake. Polish officials flatly reject Trump's characterization. Secretary Rubio terms the event unacceptable and dangerous. Lawmakers call it a direct test of NATO's resolve. Some lawmakers consider the drone incursion an act of war. The drone crisis coincides with Zapad 2025 military exercise. Zapad 2025 is a massive 5-day joint strategic exercise. Largest drill since 2021, months before Ukraine invasion. Officially, 13000 troops. Intelligence says closer to 30000. Some boast up to 100,000 personnel across 41 training grounds. The drone crisis has sparked strong condemnations globally. Some are calling it a direct test of NATO's resolve. Officially, the exercise involves 13,000 troops. Western intelligence estimates closer to 30,000. Some Russian officials boast of up to 10,000 personnel. Zapad 2025 simulate a two-stage defensive operation. Repelling a hypothetical enemy attack on the Union state. Launching a counter-offensive to restore territorial integrity. NATO assesses the drills as aggressive warfare scenarios. Hardware displayed underscores Russia's strategic messaging. Exercises feature strategic bombers like the Tu-160. Live fire tests of the Iskander-M short-range ballistic missile. The Kh-47M2 Kinzhal air-launched hypersonic missile. A weapon system that travels over Mach 10. Simulated deployment of tactical nuclear weapons. Poland initiates Iron Defender 25 military exercise. The largest training event for the Polish armed forces this year. The drills involve over 3,000 troops. Polish officials state the exercise is defensive in nature, demonstrate readiness, and deter potential aggression. Russian origin drone breached Romanian airspace. Romanian Air Force scrambles fighter jets in response. This reinforces the assessment of a calculated Russian strategy. Russia is deliberately expanding its drone operations. NATO faces growing concerns as tensions escalate in Eastern Europe. Romanian authorities report a drone incursion of Russian origin. The drone breached airspace during attacks on Ukrainian ports. Romania scrambles fighter jets and summons the Russian ambassador. This incursion suggests a calculated Russian strategy, experts say. Zelensky warns of Russia expanding drone operations to Poland. He urges allies to learn from Ukraine's counter-drone tactics. The sequence represents a significant strategic inflection point. Analysts believe the drone incursions are a deliberate act by Moscow. The objective is coercive signaling to warn NATO against deeper involvement. Russia is testing NATO's response thresholds without risking war. It's hybrid warfare designed to create fear and probe for weaknesses. NATO's response centered on Article 4 and Operation Eastern Sentry. The response demonstrates a unified and firm yet measured reaction. Incidents exposed a vulnerability using missiles against low-cost drones. This accelerates discussions about a NATO-led anti-drone shield. The situation remains highly volatile, raising the risk of miscalculation. Europe is now described as an active fear zone by Polish officials. A direct war between Russia and NATO is not an immediate objective. The risk of a catastrophic miscalculation has increased substantially. Red lines have been crossed, escalating the tension significantly. NATO is reinforcing its eastern shield for a protracted period. This reinforcement signals a protracted period of heightened tension. Subscribe to our channel for more updates on this evolving situation. Click the bell icon to get the next updates as they become available.